Hi guys, welcome to today's SetrocJC channel daily video. As usual, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Now strap yourselves in, let's get on with today's daily topic. Now today's topic is things that annoy me part 3. There's already 2 of these, so if you haven't watched them previously, you might as well go back and do it now. First one today is left-handed people. Now I know I'm alienating probably, they reckon 10% of the country is left-handed. Well, not the country, 10% of the world is left-handed. But I just, when I see left-handedness, I just look at it and think it looks really awkward. They've got a bit of a claw going on, haven't they? A left-handed claw. And it just looks so unnatural to see. We usually used to have to use fountain pens at school, and the left-handed people were always trying not to smudge it, and some of them weren't any good, so they were smudging it all over the page, and it just looked so awful. You kind of feel a bit sorry for them, but then at the end of the day, learn to write right-handed. So there's actually an International Left-Handers Day. What is that about? It's basically a day, August the 13th. So it's coming this year if you're left-handed and you need a day out. And it was founded by the Left-Handers Club in 1992. There's a Left-Handers Club. Why do you need that? Do they feel like there's some sort of special minority? They have to set up a club to make them all feel better. It's like, oh, let's mix with people with the same handedness as us. That'll make us feel better about ourselves, won't it? There's nothing wrong with being left-handed. It just looks a bit weird. And the idea of the club is to increase public awareness of the advantages and disadvantages of being left-handed. I'd like to know what the advantages are. So they have 20 regional events at the Left-Handed Club apparently, including left v right-handed sports matches, a left-handed tea party. So what's that for? It's like, I'm right-handed, why do I want to know what it's like to be left-handed? That's just, why don't they come along and just be right-handed? I don't get it. Yes, that's left-handed people covered. They get on my wick a bit, but let's move on. People that dye their hair. Not people, men in particular. I find it very annoying. I don't mind people that dye their hair and then they openly admit to it, but it's when you know someone's dyeing their hair, they're about 45 years old, they've got flipping jet black hair or jet brown hair, not natural looking. It's never natural looking, is it, these dyes? The black one makes you look like you've got flipping the darkest black hair in the world that doesn't even exist. The brown one makes you look like mahogany. It's like, who are you trying to kid? It's not even a natural colour, it just looks ridiculous. But when you ask, oh, do you dye your hair? They go, no, I don't dye my hair. Like you're stupid or something. It's like, the only way you could get away with it is if you A, done it before you had any greys on your head whatsoever, or B, if you're moving to like a foreign country with no friends, no family going, then you might get away with it for a few months. But surely when the older you get, the more people are going to become a bit sceptical when you've not got a grey one on your head. And I don't know if they're just trying to fool people. If you're doing it just to look good, or what they think looks good, having the solid coloured hair, then fair enough, admit to it and just then people won't mind. It's just when they do it and then they expect you to flipping believe that they don't do it. It's like, it's pretty obvious really. Cheap products, that's the next one on the list. People that buy, well not people, my missus, she goes out and buys cheap products from time to time. I tell her not to buy them, but she insists on buying them, like cheap bin bags. They're just a waste of time. You might as well just pick your rubbish up out the bin and throw it on the floor. They rip so easily, they don't hold anything. If there's any weight in them, they just stretch and flipping open up and rip all over the floor. They're the worst thing. Just because something's cheap, if you're a supermarket out there, listen to this. Just because something's cheap, it doesn't mean that it still has to suit a purpose. It still has to tick the box when it comes to usefulness. There's no point having a cheap product that doesn't actually do what it says on the tin. That's not a cheap product, that's the wrong product and you haven't designed it properly. Bin liner, if you're going to buy bin liners, always buy good strong bin liners. Same for garden waste if you do gardening. Always buy thick strong garden waste bags or you're going to have the same problem. Toilet paper or toilet roll or whatever you want to call it. Never buy cheap toilet roll. The amount of times I've checked my own prostate when I'm wiping my backside is ridiculous. Your fingers just go straight through it, and in order to get a good handful you need about 15 layers just so you don't flip and get it all over your hands. It's disgusting. but never buy cheap toilet roll or toilet paper. Cling film's another one. Never buy cheap cling film. It's flipping so frustrating. You'll stretch it out and cut it, and then it all just zooms up into a ball, and you spend the next 5 minutes trying to unravel it. So don't bother, just buy the good stuff. That's another one that's not fit for purpose. So I went for the hairdressers the other day. This is the next one on the list, and the first thing he always says to me when I sit down is, "What grade do you want? What grade do you want your size? What grade do you want the top?" So I don't know about your grades. You make you feel. Why do they always assume that everyone knows how long or short a haircut grade, a clipper grade is? On the clippers, it's like, did I miss that module in college or something? Was I not there on that day at school when we covered barber hair trimmer grade? I have no idea, mate. It's your job. I just say to him, I want 1 inch on top and 1/2 inch on the sides. That's talking inches. That's what everyone uses. That's like across the world, or metric, or whatever the others use. But just stick to the normal stuff. Haircut or grades isn't the top of my priority list of things to learn and things to remember. Here's the next one on the list. Hollywood love movies, you know what I mean? These flipping girly movies that Hollywood always puts out all the time. Feel-good movies, where basically the man meets the woman, it's all perfect, the man and the woman get married, they have all their kids, and they all live happily ever after. Everything always works out well for them. It's basically a perfect relationship, a perfect love story for women to watch, and to think that all relationships should be like that. And they watch these things, and then they start looking and judging their own relationships and thinking, why aren't my relationships like that? Why is my husband not loving and doting like that? Why does my husband not get me chocolates and flowers every other week? Why does my husband not take me on expensive holidays and buy me expensive presents? Because it's not reality, that's why. No one does that. If a man does that, then he's obviously got some sort of problem, and he's obviously a bit insecure in his relationship. Maybe he feels like he's batting above his average with you or something, and that he doesn't deserve you, or he's not good enough for you. I don't need to buy people's love all the time. If you need to buy people's love, then surely you're in the wrong relationship. So get out while you can. Get out while you've still got some money. What's going to happen if you run out of money? Are they just going to get up and leave? Who needs that sort of person? If you have to buy someone gifts all the time, then in my opinion you're in the wrong relationship. No one should have to do that. You should be with someone because you want to be with someone, not because they're buying you expensive handbags and shoes and what have you all the time. I wonder how many relationships have been ended because they think that that's what they should be looking for. That's the way a man should behave. They're just ruining people's lives, these Hollywood people. They're teaching women that that's reality when everyone knows it isn't, but some people probably think it is because of that. What you should do is, if you go to one of these feel-good movies and your missus comes out moaning at you, the following day or the following night, go rent a film where it doesn't end up all happy. Rent a film where the bloody bloke ends up slaughtering her the following day. I don't know, Psycho or bloody Silence of the Lambs or something like that, so that when she watches that, she'll feel happy that the man's not a mass murderer or a flipping wife batterer. That's what she needs to see afterwards. Bring her back to reality, because at the moment she's on cloud cuckoo land as far as relationship goes. Bring her back down to earth with a nice film that doesn't end in happiness, because that's more like real life. Or a film where it's somewhere in between, not where you should get slaughtered. That would bring down the tone a bit, but somewhere where it's a bit of a happy medium film.
Hope you enjoyed this content, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. I'll catch you in the next video.